Welcome, guys. How to say bye bye to sugar and reset. So, if we are living in a westernized society, right, either America or in Europe or in an African westernized area where there's a lot of processed stuff, right? New Zealand and Australia, too. Um, processed, lots of processed stuff, right? But before I get into that, welcome. Hi. So, who am I, right? I'll be talking about how you can really make your life work for you, right? And all these wonderful natural things around you without having to rely on the processed food. And that's where I was going. So, who am I to be talking about this? I'm Bree. Um, Most of you know me on this live, but if you don't, I am a certified nutrition coach and yoga teacher. I used to be addicted to sugar. I do still struggle with depression and anxiety. I would make excuses to eat chocolate every day. And I did stop exercising at one point. So that didn't help anything because I was an avid um, soccer player, basketball player when in my youth. But then when I stopped playing organized sports and I was in my 20s, it's like you get lazy. And so, yeah, I made the mental shift. Like, I don't like how I'm looking. I don't like how I'm feeling. Let's figure this out. So I decided to stop eating crap and buy fresh food. This also meant that I wasn't cooking a lot. So I would mentally prepare myself and say, you know what? $12 for a salad is in the long run better for me than $5 with a burger, right? So with that mentality and just walking around the city on my lunch break, I lost 52 pounds. I lost 30 in the first 3 months. And then that last 20 I lost with hot yoga. That's my jam. And I've kept it off for over 15 years. I even kept it off, had a baby. All my levels were good. I didn't get gestational diabetes, had a pretty healthy pregnancy. And I do credit that to my nutrition and activity and how I intentionally live my life. So now I help busy moms ditch the overwhelm and master their weight loss mindset in just 30 days, helping you gain your confidence back. Ladies, our confidence, right? Like, if we think about it, ladies rule the world. I know that men are effing it up right now, but up here, if we can control ourselves, we can control the things around us, right? Or try to, right? Like, you can't control your spouse, you can't control your kids, right? But you can control if you want to work for this mean boss or not. You can control if you want to stay with this mean spouse or not. So, working on the inside and changing your mindset definitely helps with everything, and it kind of radiates out. And, when you use healthy food, it definitely helps with depression, anxiety, weight gain, weight management, diabetes, high blood pressure, joint pain. So, yes, that is me. I'm excited to be here. So, what we'll learn today, we'll learn the negative effects of sugar. We will learn tips on how to cut sugar cravings. I will demo with you a healthy smoothie that I make every day in the summertime. And if you want to go further, how to work with me. So, negative effects of sugar on the body. I mean, I'm sure I don't even have to tell you. I'm going to get out of this full screen and go back to the live. Somebody tell me, what do you think is a negative effect of sugar on your body before I get into my whole little spiel? Anybody? Well, maybe there's a lag in the chat. Oh, inflammation. There we go. Melanie says inflammation. Exactly. And that could look like um, skin, so it may come out of your pores as like acne, may get stuck in your joints. Um, eh, you know, obviously adding on extra poundage. So I've got a whole list here. Type 2 diabetes, right? Heart disease, liver disease, dental problems because sugar like cuts away at the enamel. Inflammation, as Melanie mentioned, cancer, right? If you ask any doctor, it's going to be healthier for you to have natural sugar than all these additives that are chemicals. And if you're eating stuff that has these chemicals in it, it could cause cancer. Mood and cognitive function. I mentioned that I struggle with depression and anxiety. And when I wasn't eating chocolate every single day, like I don't feel that like hopelessness, right? Skin aging, right? High sugar intake has been linked to premature skin aging. And we're going to age, right? Obviously, but everything around us wants us to preserve our youth, right? When we turn on the TV, what do we see? Ads for creams, ads for Botox, ads for liposuction, ads for GLP-1s. Let me just say that, right? Like we can do all of this stuff naturally and it's not even that hard. I feel like I'm not a rocket scientist. I just listen to my body. And because I'm not a rocket scientist and I don't feel like this is like the answer that no one else has, right? Like you could do it too, right? Everybody can control what they're eating, right? Other risks, gout, hyperuricemia. Oh, I didn't even look up that one. And other metabolic disorders. So basically, we know that sugar is bad for you. And I mean, it is everywhere, right? Everywhere. So, side effects of quitting sugar. So, when you do start to quit sugar, you may have cravings, right? Like you may crave your morning coffee with sugar every morning at X amount of time, right? Like I would take the sugar packets. First of all, you can go from taking the aspartame and the chemicals going to natural sugar. Then you can go from doing natural sugar. If you want to cut that back, then go to like honey or agave, right? Um, but right when you're feeling those cravings, I would grab something sweet, right? Strawberries, grapes. I always keep snacks on me. That's a tip. If I don't have it in here, snacks. I am the snack queen. I'm trying not to use plastic bags. I just bought some plastic containers because I have kids, so it's hard to justify buying glass containers. But containers nonetheless. And have snacks with you, nuts, dried fruit, regular fruit, I like the little drinkable yogurts. But then again, when we're getting into processed foods like yogurt, you need to be discerning. Headaches, another thing when you stop sugar, you might have headaches, right? Because your brain is used to this like surge of sugar. Um, And so I would drink a lot of water in this phase, right? If you need to take some pain reliever, if it's absolutely necessary, if you have time, just rest, maybe take a nap. Because I know a lot of times too, we might get headaches if we're dehydrated, headaches if we're tired, um, headaches if we haven't eaten. So if you're able to kind of push through these negative things that may happen within like the first week or two, but then after that it gets better, right? Aches and pains, we talked about inflammation, right? So another stage of quitting sugar is you might feel it in your joints. So a tip again would be drink more water, start a gentle workout routine, start by stretching. And then once you feel good with stretching, take a walk. I know a lot of us are sitting in front of a computer all day, and just taking like 10 minutes to go, you know what? I'm shutting down my computer. I'm not looking at this screen. I'm going outside. I'm connecting with nature. I'm getting fresh air. I'm doing something good for myself. As women, we don't do a lot of good things for ourselves because we're thinking about other people. And just like I said, we kind of run things like when we're in a household, if we're strong and set and strong willed and know what we're doing and we have the healthy habits, everybody's going to follow suit. Um, and if the aches and pains get too severe, definitely go see your doctor, right? We can't fix everything with natural plant medicine, but we can definitely try to get to the root problem with natural medicine. And then if it's more, of course, go to a doctor. Mood swings too, right? Because if you have headaches, right, or if you're having joint pain, you could get those mood swings. So when that happens, right, when you feel like you're about to bust out on somebody who just cut you off in traffic, right? Cut, like take a moment, right? Take a breath. If you're somewhere where you can get up and walk out, like get up and take a walk, try to go outside. Um, you really have to redirect your mind to focus, to get it to focus on other things, right? And this is for the greater good of your health. You don't want to give in to that sweet treat because if you already have pre-existing things that are going on, you're gonna exacerbate it. And you don't want that, right? We're thinking about longevity, or I am. I'm thinking about longevity when it comes to my health. I have kids. I want to see their kids. I want to see their kids, like I have a grandmother who's about to be 89 this year. I want to get up there and more. Um, and so, really, like thinking about anything that you do that's good for your health that might be a little tough, right? Like cutting out that daily whatever it was, right? Like for me, it was Hershey's milk chocolate. The bar was about this big, no nuts. That's just a waste of space. I need the whole milk chocolate, and I would eat two a day. I mean, if we worked on like the 24-hour system, then it technically I'm having one at 8 p.m. and one day, and the other one at 2 a.m. the next day. But I was working overnight, right, at a comedy club. So not only was I eating that before I got there, when I got there, I was eating all the fried stuff because it's a comedy club. They're not going to have salads. Um, and then we get off of work and we'd go to a diner. And normally I do breakfast food, so it wasn't that bad. And then on the way home, catching the train, I was in New York at this time. The guy who I bought the candy from a couple hours ago, he's still there. I grabbed my candy bar and maybe a magazine. And that's how I made excuses for eating candy every single day. Don't make excuses for yourself for your health, right? If I haven't learned anything in this lifetime, I'm about to be 43 next week, or excuse me, 42. I'm aging myself. I keep saying I'm 42. I'm not 42 yet. But like if I have learned anything in this lifetime, it's that like you are in control of your life. You are the leading lady, as one of my quotes in one of my favorite movies, The Holiday with Cameron Diaz and Kate Winslet. You are the leading lady of your life, right? You got to take responsibility for your health, for your well being, also for your circle of friends, because your health definitely has everything to do with the people that you spend the most time with, too. Um, so other tips for cutting back sugar, get the Yuka app. Let me unshare again. Stop sharing. Boop. Let me see. Yuka. So it looks like this. And when I go back to my PowerPoint, I have the website on there, but it's this carrot. There we go. So I'm going to click it. Oh, boom. There we go. And it opens up and you can scan stuff. And like this is actually me scanning stuff at the store. And if you see something that's bad, you can click on it, right? And then see like what are the additives. Like, for example, I was with a client today and she bought some frozen food. So she asked me if it was good or not. And I scanned it and I was like, nope. But I looked at the back too and I'm just like, no, because it was a frozen meal. So out of the gate, I'm saying no. Oh, sugar packets. Yes. Yes, Alana. Hey, Alana. Yes, cut back as much as you can. But also, too, like, don't, if you like cut back everything, your husband's going to find you in a closet like this, eating all the sugar, eating all the Girl Scout cookies or whatever. Like, it's got to be in moderation. You can't really just cut stuff off cold turkey. There are some people that do, but for the rest of us, it's like moderation. Because then, too, like I'll say, for example, Alana and I went out last night. We had fun. She felt guilty about getting a drink. I'm like, girl, we're just out. Like, yeah, those are calories that you kind of have to mentally calculate in your day. But if you're going to make that decision, be okay with it. Right. When I work with my clients, we work through weddings, birthday parties, barbecues, because that happens all the time. You're not going to not go to your sister's wedding because they're not going to have healthy food, right? Like you and I can plan, like, hey, let's eat this, right? If they're asking you chicken or fish, if you like fish, choose the fish. If you like chicken, choose the chicken. Don't choose the beef option. If you want the beef option, let's cut it down. But Yuka, how do you spell that? Yuka. Yep. And I will go back to the PowerPoint, but it's a free app. It's like so dope. Oh wait, hold on. I have to share my screen first. Window. Okay, here we go. So this is the link, and maybe I can put this in the. Oh, I can't. Let me see. Put it in the chat. There we go. So that's the website, and then yeah, you can download it. And I go to the grocery store and scan stuff like oatmeal for me, right? I'm like, okay, let me find a healthy oatmeal. There's one oatmeal package looked super healthy. You know how they do with marketing and advertising. And I did spend money on 2 years for an advertising degree. So I know a little bit more about what goes into it. But like, as a consumer, I look at this and I'm like, oh, this is healthy. And then I turn it around and scan it. And Yuka was like, nope, additives. And I'm like, oh, but the marketing will get you. So you really have to, and I will continue to say this till the day I die. Informed consumer. You got to be an informed consumer. You have to know what you're putting in your body. Point blank, period. Like you absolutely have to know. You are in charge of your health. No one is coming to save you. I'm reading Mel Robbins' book. That's a quote that like struck me. I was like, wow, no one is coming to save me, right? I gotta be um, prepared, and take control of my health, take control of my life. So choosing fruits and vegetables, right? When you have that craving, I mentioned before, snacks. If you know you're going to be on the road, if you have a busy day, if you know you're going to be sitting at the computer and not moving, pack some snacks. And snacks is not chips, right? We're trying to stay away from processed food, nuts, fruit, vegetables. We also need, if you see here, healthy fats, right? You can have carrot sticks and hummus, carrot sticks and ranch dip, and even too, like if you go the dairy route, I would opt for full fat, full sugar as opposed to low fat, low sugar because they add stuff. And the low sugar and the no sugar, though, they're right. It's not sugar, it's chemicals. You don't want to put that in your body, right? So what do I eat? What do I eat? I eat lean protein or saying like, what do I eat? Right? Like Brianna, okay, you tell me all this stuff. What do I eat? You want to eat lean protein, right? Chicken, fish, turkey. If you want to do the higher fat, like less is better, right? Like if you want to do beef, smaller quantities. once a week if you want to, or at the barbecue if you want a burger, fine, have a burger, or a brat or whatever. Again, like you're making those choices. And as long as you're able to be healthy more times through the week than not, you'll be good. You know, fruits and vegetables, like I said. And for anybody who's diabetic, because I know I'm going to go into a smoothie demonstration, I would not recommend smoothies. If you're going to do fruits and vegetables, do the whole fruit because of the fiber. The fiber helps you digest the sugars, and I would also pair that with a protein too, because there's something about the protein that helps to digest the sugars too, so that your body can digest it if you have diabetes. And protein would be, either a piece of cheese if you're doing the cheese, or peanut butter, right? If you're having an apple and peanut butter, or like I've never done this as an adult, but I talk about it all the time, the celery sticks with the peanut butter and the little ants, the not ants, the raisins. So it's like ants on a log. That's healthy. Healthy fats, right? A salad. Salad dressing is healthy fats. Avocado is healthy fats. Other oils, right? So cooking oils too. You want to stay away from canola oil and do like grapeseed oil, or popular is olive oil. You can get even deeper with extra virgin olive oil. Um, but finding those things. And two, like a lot of people are like, oh my God, recipes. Do I Google recipes all the time? I also, shameless plug, have recipes in my membership. But like you can Google healthy things. Like we have a black bean recipe that we swear by when we want chocolate brownies. Black bean brownies, amazing. And I found it on allrecipes.com. And everybody's got a phone. So you can't tell me that you don't have access to the internet. Another way to cut back your sugar is to start an exercise routine. And that can be as little as just walking around the block, right? You got to start where you are. And that will help with everything. It'll help with your lung function. It'll help with your blood function. It'll help you lose weight. It'll help your joints because you don't have the weight weighing on your joints. It will also help you crave healthy food. I'm going to stand by that. I haven't polled people, but that's just how it worked in my body. Like I made that conscious decision to start eating healthy food. And then I started an exercise routine. And every time I exercised, I craved healthy food. So I think it's kind of like a snowball effect. When you start doing these little healthy habits one at a time, then gradually you'll just be doing them. Right. And again, like we can be on point 80% of the time. And then on the weekend, if you want to have a drink, if you want to have a piece of cake, like do it in moderation. If you overdo it, forgive yourself, come back and, try again the next day. But the one thing I find with people who are trying to either cut sugar or trying to lose weight or trying to cut any other bad habit, it's like you don't give it enough time to set in, right? You need to be consistent. So, and I said everything in moderation. Yeah. So consistency, moderation, right? We don't want you in the back closet binging on your favorite sweet because you told yourself you weren't going to eat it ever again. um, and so my green smoothie recipe. So let's get into that. Hold on. I'm going to stop sharing my screen and I'm going to turn it over and make a little healthy smoothie. And I actually made one earlier. Oh, y'all can't see that, but it's good. So, and this is super, super easy, right? Get a blender. Oop, hold on. Okay, let me make sure. Bring that down a little bit. So, welcome to my kitchen, guys. It's not glamorous. I am not living in my forever home just yet. We are house hacking. So, just living in affordable homes and flipping them until we can get into our forever home. Oop, I'm missing all of these. How you spell Yucca? Oh, yes. Yes. Dehydrated mangoes, avocado oil. Yes, thank you guys. Oh, I'm so glad that you guys are in here and like with me. So I'm not on this live by myself. But okay, so I went to Aldi's to get all this, right? Like not expensive at all. I try to go for efficiency. So for my smoothies, I do frozen fruit. You can opt to do fresh fruit and ice. You can opt to do fresh fruit and no ice. Fresh is always better than frozen, obviously, but frozen isn't going to have all these chemicals and stuff, and you can kind of just cut out, the middleman. So today's flavor, we're doing mango and pineapple. So I literally this morning went to Aldi, got some frozen fruit, got some bananas. I did get some juice. We're not going to use apple juice today, but apple juice is a good juice to use if you want to, because it's like neutral. And we only use like a cup of juice because this is a sugar webinar. Fruit has natural juice in it, but it's so much healthier to have a smoothie with natural sugar than something else with aspartame and all that other crap in it. And not to rag on a nameless coffee company, but I heard a doctor say this week that this nameless coffee company took a 0-calorie drink. If you look it up, coffee, espresso, 0 calories, maybe 5 if you add like some honey or something to it. That 0-calorie drink is now 500, 700, 1,000 calories, 1,200 calories, because you're adding all this milk and sugar. And that's one thing that people don't understand with weight gain, the liquid calories. They're still calories. So anyways, let's get back into this, because I said this was going to be a 30-minute thing and we're on 39 minutes. So I'm using orange peach mango for the juice. And we're also, because you have to eat your vegetables every day, spinach. And I'll get the bag spinach. You can get, and this is fresh, right? So I get spinach. Sometimes if we have carrot sticks, like the little baby carrots, I'll throw some baby carrots in there. Trust me, with all this juice and fruit, you will not taste the spinach, but you will get what the spinach gives you. So, and sometimes I throw in other healthy boosters like chia seeds. So I will be putting chia seeds in here. And this is so good that my aunt and caretaker downstairs paid me $5 to make them smoothies on the go. And I was like, hey, so idea for next year and these summer festivals. So here we go. Actually, we start with the banana. And I had an open banana from before, so I am just going to use that. But about a half a banana, right? If you're making a smoothie for 2, then maybe a whole banana. But we just use about half a banana. All right. We do some mango chunks. So maybe like, that'd probably be like half a cup if I had to guess. Right, half a cup. If it's just you don't want to make a huge thing. If you've got people in your household, yeah, then, putting a little bit more in, you have more for everybody else. All right, then we put in a little bit of spinach. You can even just do that, right? My husband, I'll put in a couple more. My husband loves for his smoothies to taste like grass because he wants to make sure that there's no extra sugar. So then from here, we go with the liquid. So we'll do about a cup, and I'm going to measure it out. Oh, do I have my cup? I have 1/4 of a cup here, so I guess we'll be doing 4. But just, for the sake of this being a sugar webinar and not putting too much sugar in there. So it's 1/4 of a cup. And I made this before, so I saw like where it was in the blender. Let's see if it is actually a cup. 2, 3. Okay, I would say 3/4 of a cup. I don't think you have to do a whole full cup. Because again, we're trying to reduce the sugars. And then the rest, water. Please don't judge me for the plastic. Oh, all right. So then water, because we need water, right? Oh, and before I forget, chia seeds, because why not? All right. Just like a little nib. All right, little pinch. I had like 4-finger pinch in there. And then we mix, and I will apologize if I have cats that start to go running, because they're right here chilling and I'm about to put on this blender. Ready? Okay. And then we just blend. Now, ways to doctor this up, right? If you want to do this in the morning as like a power smoothie, throw some protein in there. And then maybe instead of the juice, you do almond milk. Or maybe you do the juice and the almond milk. Because usually, like protein, if you don't have like some sort of milky, we do almond milk, we don't do cow's milk. But if you don't have some sort of milk, it just kind of tastes weird. So you can do that. You can always just like change up the fruit. Like today it was like, oh, let me do tropical. And yeah, it looks green because of the spinach, but it tastes amazing. Yeah, I would say I probably put 3/4 in because it doesn't taste any sweeter than that one. So if I were to describe the taste, it kind of tastes like a healthy popsicle, right? Like I can feel the frozen texture. I don't taste the spinach at all. All I taste is pineapple and mango and the juice. And so that is how you make a healthy smoothie. Super easy. Again, if you're running out the door as a busy mom, throw some protein in there. And even that too, like I'm a fan of protein and milk, plant milk. Shake it up, right? And you grab a piece of fruit and you're gone for the morning, right? Because everybody needs protein, especially as aging women. Protein. Ooh, are the super sweet fruits okay? Fruit. Fruit is fruit, man. Just everything in moderation. You don't want to have like 8 smoothies in a day or even 3 smoothies in a day. Like mix it up, right? I mean, all fruit is going to have fresh ingredients, right? It's going to have that natural sugar. So whether the fruit is sweeter, one fruit is sweeter than another, I don't think that. I mean, I guess if you're diabetic, so I will say if you're diabetic or you're dealing with your sugars, then yeah, if your doctor says don't eat this fruit because it's too high in sugar, then by all means. But I think somebody who just has regular levels, for me, all fruit is created equal. But again, you have to watch your specific body, your specific what's going on, right? So hold on. Am I sharing? I got to share my screen just for the last bit. Thank you for holding on with me, guys. Difficulties. So then, yeah, that green smoothie, super easy to do. Again, remembering to have lean protein with or veggie protein, right? And there's lots of things that you can make. Go on recipe.com. I have a sweet potato Brussels sprout thing. It's like a sweet and